Liam had been exploring the desert planet for weeks. The land stretched endlessly, painted in shades of red and orange. Sharp rocks jutted out of the ground like the teeth of some giant creature. The sun hung high in the sky, beating down with a heat that made every step heavy and slow. Despite the harsh conditions, Liam moved carefully. He was a young explorer, curious and determined, with a mind that loved solving problems. Every day brought new challenges, but he always faced them with courage. That afternoon, Liam noticed something unusual. Among the jagged rocks, he saw a small figure moving. At first, he thought it might be an animal. But as he drew closer, he realized it was a child. The child was very thin, with clothes torn and dusty from the desert winds. His eyes were wide and scared, darting around as if he feared something invisible. Liam stopped a few feet away and raised his hands, showing he meant no harm. "Hello," Liam said gently. "I'm not going to hurt you. My name is Liam." The child froze, then slowly backed into a small cave. His face was pale, and his lips trembled. Liam could see that the boy was hungry and weak. Liam knew he could not leave him there. He pulled out a small container from his pack. It was filled with water and rations. He set it down at the edge of the cave and took a step back. "I have food and water," Liam said softly. "You don't have to be afraid." The boy hesitated. He sniffled and looked at Liam, then at the food. Slowly, he crawled out and took a piece of dried fruit. He ate it quickly, as though he had not eaten in days. Liam watched carefully, making sure the boy felt safe. "Do you have a name?" Liam asked. The boy's eyes lit up briefly and he whispered, "Toma." "Toma," Liam repeated with a smile. "That is a nice name. Can I help you?" Toma nodded slightly, but he looked down at his feet. Liam noticed that his arms had scratches and bruises. He guessed that Toma had been alone in the desert for some time. The thought made Liam's heart ache. "Come with me," Liam said. "I have a safe place where you can rest." Toma hesitated. He looked around, then back at Liam. Finally, he took a small step forward. Liam kneeled and offered his hand. Toma touched it lightly, unsure. Liam smiled and stood, helping him walk through the rocky terrain. Every step was slow, but Liam did not rush. He wanted Toma to feel safe. As they walked, Liam tried to learn more about Toma. "Where are your family?" he asked gently. Toma shook his head. He whispered, "Gone. Taken by strangers." His voice was weak, but Liam understood. Alien scavengers sometimes roamed these lands. They were cruel and dangerous. Toma had survived somehow, but he was very small and alone. Liam's mind raced. He knew he could not leave Toma in the desert. He had to get him to the outpost. The journey was long and difficult, but Liam was strong and experienced. He held Toma's hand and encouraged him with soft words. Toma looked up occasionally, his eyes wide with fear and curiosity. Liam smiled, trying to show him that not everyone was dangerous. Finally, after hours of walking, they reached Liam's outpost. It was small but sturdy, built with metal and strong panels to protect against the harsh desert winds. Liam opened the door and guided Toma inside. The warmth of the shelter seemed to relax the boy. Toma sat on a soft mat, looking around at the simple tools and equipment. Liam went to his supplies and brought water and more food. Toma ate slowly this time, his small hands shaking slightly. Liam watched him carefully. He knew that trust could not be forced. It had to be earned. "Do you feel better?" Liam asked. Toma nodded. His eyes still looked scared, but there was a small spark of relief. Liam smiled. He wanted to protect this child. He wanted Toma to feel that he was safe, at least for now. After Toma ate, Liam helped him to a clean mat. "You should rest," he said. "You have been through a lot." Toma curled up and closed his eyes. Liam sat nearby, keeping watch. He thought about how fragile life could be in this desert, yet how strong people could be when they had hope. Toma's courage amazed him. Despite being alone and weak, the boy had survived. Liam felt a deep respect for him. That night, Liam could not sleep completely. He thought about what Toma had whispered about the strangers who had taken his family. He worried about their safety. He also thought about the child's resilience. Toma had survived in a harsh place where most could not. That strength gave Liam hope. Over the next few hours, Liam carefully checked his equipment and prepared for the days ahead. He knew that helping Toma would not be easy. There would be challenges, but he was determined to face them. For now, he watched the boy sleep, feeling a quiet sense of responsibility. The desert outside was silent, except for the wind moving over the rocks. Liam realized that they were both alone in this vast, dangerous world. But for the first time, he felt a small connection that gave him hope. Toma was not just a child in need, he was a symbol of courage and resilience. And Liam knew that together, they could face whatever challenges the desert or strangers might bring. As the first light of dawn touched the desert, Liam felt ready to start the day. He would help Toma regain his strength and teach him to survive safely. And perhaps, in time, they could find a way to help others who had suffered in the desert. Liam felt a quiet determination. He had found Toma at a time when hope seemed lost, and he would not let that hope fade away. The desert was harsh, and the journey ahead would be long, but Liam was ready. Toma was safe, and that was the most important thing. The first step had been taken, and it was a step toward trust, friendship, and the beginning of a new story for both of them. The morning sun spilled light across Liam's small outpost. The desert stretched endlessly outside, sharp rocks casting long shadows. Liam stirred early, quietly checking on Toma. The boy was awake, sitting on the mat, rubbing his eyes and looking around. Liam smiled gently. "Good morning, Toma," he said. "Did you sleep well?" Toma nodded slowly. "Better," he whispered. His voice was soft, but it carried a hint of hope. Liam could see that the food and water from the previous day were helping. The boy's face, though still thin, looked a little stronger. Liam brought a small cup of clean water and some fresh rations. "Eat slowly," he said. "You need to regain your strength." Toma took the food carefully, his small hands trembling slightly. He ate, and Liam watched, happy to see the color returning to the boy's cheeks. After a while, Toma set the food down and looked at Liam. "Why did you help me?" Toma asked. Liam thought for a moment. "Because you needed help," he said simply. "No one should be alone and hungry. I want to make sure you are safe." Toma blinked and smiled faintly. "I never had anyone care before," he said quietly. That made Liam's heart ache. He knew that Toma had been through a lot, and it would take time to heal more than just the hunger. Liam decided to spend the day teaching Toma simple routines that would make him stronger. "First," Liam said, "we need to clean the small cuts and scratches on your arms." He carefully washed Toma's wounds and applied salve. Toma winced a little, but Liam's calm voice helped him relax. "These will heal quickly. Your body is strong, and you are brave." Toma looked up at Liam with a mixture of curiosity and admiration. "I was brave?" he asked. "Yes," Liam replied. "Surviving alone in the desert for days takes courage. You never gave up." Toma smiled faintly. For the first time in many days, he felt safe and proud. The bond between him and Liam was growing, built on trust and care. After the wounds were treated, Liam suggested a walk outside. "Fresh air will help you feel stronger," he said. Toma nodded, and together they stepped out into the desert. Morning. The wind was softer than the day before, and the sun's warmth felt good on their faces. Liam pointed to the rocks and sand. "This land is harsh, but it teaches you many things," Liam said. "You can learn to see danger before it comes, to find water and food, and to use the land to your advantage." Toma listened carefully, his eyes wide. He seemed eager to learn. Liam noticed that the boy had a natural skill for noticing small details, the way the sand shifted, the tracks of animals, and even subtle changes in the wind. Toma could survive here, Liam realized, if he learned more. They spent the morning walking slowly, Liam showing Toma how to find safe plants and small sources of water. Toma asked many questions, his curiosity growing with each answer. Liam was impressed by how quickly the boy understood. "You are smart," Liam said. "You notice things that many people miss." Toma blushed slightly. "I had to learn fast," he said. "Alone, I had no one to help me." Liam felt a mix of sadness and respect. He knew that Toma's experience had made him strong, but it had also left him lonely. Liam wanted to change that. He decided to spend more time teaching Toma, not only survival skills but also hope and trust. Back at the outpost, Liam showed Toma the small tools and gadgets he used for exploring. Toma was fascinated by them. He picked up a small scanner and asked questions about how it worked. Liam explained patiently, showing Toma that technology could make life easier, but it also needed careful handling. "You are learning very fast," Liam said with a smile. Toma's eyes shone with pride. As the day passed, Liam noticed that Toma was slowly opening up. He laughed softly when Liam made small jokes and even helped Liam organize supplies. Liam realized that the boy was not only learning, but also starting to feel part of something safe and steady. During the afternoon, Liam decided to teach Toma about the desert at night. He showed him how to observe the stars and recognize patterns. Toma listened carefully, fascinated by the lights above. "Are those stars really far away?" he asked. "Yes," Liam said, "farther than you can imagine. But they can guide you, help you know your direction, and remind you that there is more out there than just the desert." Toma nodded thoughtfully. Liam smiled. He realized that teaching Toma about the world beyond the desert was just as important as teaching him how to survive in it. A wider view gave hope, and hope was something the boy had almost lost. As evening approached, Liam prepared a small meal for them. Toma helped by setting the simple dishes, his hands steady and careful. They ate together, and Liam could see that the boy's energy was returning. The bond between them grew stronger with each shared moment. After dinner, Liam told Toma a story about the explorers who had traveled the desert long ago. The story spoke of courage, cleverness, and teamwork. Toma listened, wide-eyed and inspired. Liam saw a spark of determination in him. The boy was no longer just surviving. He was learning to live, to hope, and to dream. Before bedtime, Liam checked Toma's wounds again. They had healed well, and Toma's strength had increased. Liam felt proud. He realized that care, trust, and attention could do more than food alone. They could help heal a child's heart and spirit. Toma looked up at Liam. "Thank you," he said softly. "You don't need to thank me," Liam replied gently. "I am happy to help. We are a team now." Toma nodded and curled up on the mat. Liam stayed nearby, keeping watch through the small window of the outpost. Outside, the desert wind whispered against the rocks, but inside there was calm and safety. Liam knew that tomorrow would bring new lessons and challenges, but he also knew that Toma was ready to face them. As the stars appeared in the sky, Liam felt a quiet satisfaction. He had found Toma at his weakest, but together they were building trust, learning, and healing. In that small outpost, 2 lives had begun to change. The bond between them was growing stronger every moment, and it would guide them through whatever challenges lay ahead. For the first time since he found the boy, Liam felt a sense of hope and purpose. Toma was not alone anymore, and together, they were ready to face the harsh desert and the dangers that might come from beyond. The morning air was cool in the desert, a gentle change from the harsh sun of the previous day. Liam was outside checking his small solar panels when he noticed movement in the distance. 3 figures were walking steadily toward the outpost. Their shapes were distinct, with long flowing garments that moved in the wind. At first, Liam thought they might be travelers or scouts, but as they drew closer, he realized they were human. His heart quickened. Who could be approaching in this remote part of the desert? He glanced at Toma, who was nearby, collecting small stones and arranging them in patterns. The boy looked up at the approaching figures, his eyes wide with curiosity and recognition. Liam called out, "Hello! Who are you?" The figures paused, and one of them stepped forward. She held her hands in a peaceful gesture. "We mean no harm," she said clearly. Her voice was calm but firm. "We are friends of the child, Toma." Toma froze for a moment, then ran toward them. "Mother! Sister!" he shouted with a mixture of relief and surprise. Liam watched in awe as the child ran to the women. The 3 women knelt to embrace him, and for a moment the desert seemed to disappear. There was nothing but warmth, care, and relief. Liam approached slowly. "I am Liam," he said. "This is my home, and I have been taking care of Toma. Are you his family?" The woman who had spoken earlier nodded. "I am Suna," she said. "These are my sisters, Kiva and Lali. Toma is our child, and we have been searching for him. The desert is dangerous, and he was alone. We owe our thanks to you for protecting him." Liam felt a mix of pride and humility. "He is safe now," he said. "I will continue to help him if you need it. But tell me, why were you looking for him? What happened?" Suna took a deep breath. "There are scavengers in this desert," she explained. "They took many of our people. Toma was sent away by our elders to find a safe place. We followed his trail. It was not easy. The desert hides many dangers, and we feared he would not survive." Liam nodded, understanding their worry. "He is strong and he has courage," he said. "But yes, the desert is harsh, and he needed protection." The 3 women entered the outpost carefully, glancing at the small rooms and equipment. Kiva examined the solar panels while Lali looked at the small medical supplies. They were cautious but respectful, clearly not used to technology but curious about it. Liam explained some of the devices, showing how they work to purify water and store energy. The women listened intently, nodding as they understood. During the day, Liam and the women shared stories. Toma stayed close to them, laughing and asking questions. Suna spoke of their travels across the desert, teaching Liam about hidden water sources, safe paths, and signs to watch for that would warn of danger. Kiva and Lali explained how they survived harsh conditions, finding food in unlikely places, and avoiding hidden traps set by scavengers. Liam was impressed. The women's knowledge was extraordinary, honed by generations of survival in the desert. As the sun climbed high, Liam realized how important it was to combine their skills. Technology and knowledge of the land could protect them all. He suggested a plan to keep Toma safe and prepare for any future threats. Suna agreed, her eyes shining with determination. "We must work together," she said. "The desert is harsh, but with trust and cooperation we can survive and protect Toma." Liam smiled. "I agree. Your knowledge and Toma's courage, combined with some tools and planning, will make us stronger." The women showed Liam how to create simple alarms using natural materials to alert them if scavengers approached. Liam taught them how to use small scanners to detect movement from a distance. Together, they created a system that combined old survival wisdom and new technology. Toma watched eagerly, learning and absorbing everything like a sponge. By evening, the group had grown closer. They ate a simple meal together, sharing food and stories. Liam noticed how calm Toma seemed now that his family had returned. The fear that had haunted the boy's eyes was replaced with a new sense of security. After dinner, the group sat outside under the stars. Liam pointed out constellations, showing how they could use the stars to navigate the desert. Suna told stories of their ancestors explaining how the night sky had guided them for generations. Kiva and Lolly shared lessons about watching the winds and learning from the land itself. Toma listened carefully, clearly proud of his family and fascinated by the knowledge being shared. Liam realized that this moment was special. He had met people who were brave, wise, and resourceful. They were not only survivors, but teachers, and Toma had been at the center of their reunion. Liam felt a deep respect for them. They were strong, but also kind and intelligent. As night deepened, Liam reflected on the events of the day. Toma had been found and protected, and his family had reunited. But there was more to consider. The desert held dangers, and scavengers were still near. Liam knew that their safety depended on cooperation and vigilance. The women stayed in the outpost for the night. Liam offered extra bedding and prepared a warm corner for them. Toma nestled between Suna and Lolly, finally feeling completely safe. Liam watched them, thinking about the days ahead. Together they could face the desert, its dangers, and even the unknown. Before going to sleep, Liam spoke quietly to Toma. "You are safe now," he said. "And tomorrow, we will learn even more together. You and your family will be ready for anything." Toma smiled, holding Suna's hand. "Thank you," he whispered, "for everything." Liam nodded, feeling a quiet pride and hope. The desert was still vast and dangerous, but now they were no longer alone. Together, they were stronger, wiser, and ready to face the challenges that lay ahead. The stars above twinkled like small lanterns in the night sky, guiding them through the darkness. Liam knew that the desert would always test them, but he also knew that courage, knowledge, and trust would carry them forward. The reunion had brought hope and strength, and the bond between humans, young and old, explorer and survivors, was unbreakable. As Liam finally rested, he felt certain that tomorrow would bring more lessons, more growth, and a stronger sense of purpose. Toma was no longer just a child in need. He was part of a team, part of a family, and part of something bigger than any one of them. Together, they were ready for whatever the desert might bring. The sun rose slowly over the desert, casting golden light on the red rocks and soft sands. Liam stepped outside his outpost, feeling the warmth of the morning. Toma was already awake, helping Suna gather small pieces of wood for a fire. Kiva and Lolly were examining the nearby terrain, pointing out paths and small plants that could be useful. Liam watched them quietly and realized how much knowledge the three women carried. Each movement was precise, careful, and full of purpose. He understood that survival in the desert was more than just staying alive. It required understanding the land, respecting it, and working with it. Liam smiled, feeling grateful that they had arrived. "Good morning," he called. "Are you ready for today?" Toma ran over with a small smile. "Yes," he said. "I want to learn everything." Liam nodded. "Good. Today, we will learn how to protect ourselves, find resources, and combine our skills. Together, we can make sure the desert is safe for us." Suna stepped forward. "The desert is harsh, but with knowledge and teamwork, we can survive. We must move carefully, watch for danger, and trust each other." Liam agreed. "We will combine your wisdom and my tools. We can detect threats, find water, and prepare for anything. The group set off, walking carefully through the desert. Liam carried a small scanner, showing Toma and the women how it could detect movement or unusual energy. Kiva and Lolly watched closely, learning how to use it. Suna observed the land, pointing out subtle changes in the sand and rocks that indicated hidden paths or approaching animals. Toma followed eagerly, asking questions and trying to remember every detail. Liam could see his curiosity and intelligence growing. The boy's resilience amazed him. Despite everything he had faced, Toma was still eager to learn and help. By midday, they reached a small canyon that Suna had noticed during their walk. She stopped and gestured to the walls. "Here," she said. "The land gives us signs. Listen to the wind, watch the rocks, and you will find hidden resources." Liam observed closely, noting the small shadows that indicated hidden caves and water sources. "You are right," he said. "This canyon could provide shelter and food. With some planning, we could use it as a safe place." The women worked, together with Liam, to create a plan. They would divide the tasks. Liam and Toma would check for water sources and safe paths, while Suna, Kiva, and Lolly would use their knowledge of the land to create traps and alerts for any scavengers. Together, they combined technology and tradition to make the canyon safer. As they worked, Toma learned quickly. He watched Suna place small markers along the sand to indicate safe and dangerous spots. He learned how to read the wind and rocks, just as she taught him. He also learned to use Liam's scanner to detect movement from a distance. The boy's skill and confidence grew with each passing hour. By late afternoon, the group had completed their preparations. Small alarms were set along the canyon walls, hidden from view. Paths were marked for safety, and water sources were identified. Liam tested the scanners, making sure everything worked together. The women nodded in approval, impressed with how technology and desert knowledge could work in harmony. Toma looked around proudly. "We did this together," he said. "Yes," Liam said, "and together we can face any challenge. Your courage, the women's wisdom, and my tools make us stronger." Suna smiled. "This is only the beginning. The desert is vast and full of surprises. But with teamwork and trust, we can survive and even thrive." As the sun began to set, the group returned to the outpost. Liam prepared a simple meal while Toma and the women shared stories of survival and past adventures. The firelight cast warm shadows, and the desert outside seemed calmer after the busy day. Liam realized how important it was to combine their strengths. Alone, any of them could be in danger, but together, they were a team with knowledge, courage, and technology. They had built a small but strong network that could detect threats, find resources, and protect themselves. That night, they sat outside, watching the stars appear. Liam pointed out constellations, showing how they could navigate even without technology. Suna explained how her ancestors had used the stars to guide their journeys for generations. Toma listened carefully, absorbing every lesson, feeling safe and proud to be part of this group. Liam reflected on the day. The reunion with the women had brought hope, knowledge, and strength. He realized that helping Toma was not only about survival, it was about creating a new life, a community built on trust and cooperation. The boy had not only survived, but had helped bring the group together. "We are ready," Liam said quietly. "Tomorrow, we can explore further and learn even more. We can make this desert safer, not just for us, but for others who may need help." Toma smiled and nodded. "I want to help too," he said. Suna placed a hand on Toma's shoulder. "You already do. Your courage and curiosity are our greatest strength." As the night deepened, Liam and the women shared stories and plans for the future. They discussed how to combine their skills, protect the canyon, and be ready for any threat. The desert was still dangerous, but the group now had confidence and hope. Liam watched Toma sleep peacefully that night. He felt proud and hopeful. The boy was no longer just a survivor, he was part of a strong team. Liam knew that together, they could face the desert, its dangers, and anything beyond. The wind blew softly outside, carrying whispers of the desert. Liam understood that life here would always be a challenge, but he also knew that courage, trust, and teamwork could overcome even the harshest conditions. Together they had found strength in each other, and the future seemed brighter. The shared mission had begun. With Toma healthy and the women by his side, Liam felt ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The desert might be vast and dangerous, but it was no longer a place of fear. It was a place of learning, growth, and hope, where humans could survive and thrive together. The sun rose over the desert, painting the rocks in shades of gold and red. Liam checked his scanners, feeling a sense of unease. Something was moving in the distance. He signaled to Toma, Suna, Kiva, and Lolly. "We need to be ready," he said. Toma's eyes widened. "The scavengers?" he whispered. "Yes," Liam replied. "They may have found us." The group moved quietly toward a small hill overlooking the canyon. From there, they could see the desert stretching for miles. Liam activated his scanner, and small red dots appeared on the display. The scavengers were approaching, moving in small groups across the sand. Suna knelt beside Liam and studied the terrain. "We can use the canyon walls," she said. "We know the safe paths, and they do not. We have the advantage if we stay calm and work together." Kiva and Lolly nodded, preparing small alarms and traps that had been set earlier. Toma held Liam's hand, feeling nervous but also trusting the plan. Liam looked at the boy and gave a small smile. "Stay close and watch. You are safe with us." As the scavengers drew closer, Liam whispered instructions. "Stay hidden until I give the signal. Use your eyes and ears. Watch everything." The first scavenger appeared near the edge of the canyon. He stopped and looked around, unaware of the traps and alarms waiting ahead. Liam pressed a small button, and a faint signal alerted the group to movement. Kiva quietly adjusted a small device that caused sand to shift and make noise. The scavenger froze, then moved cautiously. Suna watched calmly. "Do not attack yet," she said. "We only want to protect, not harm unnecessarily." The scavengers continued forward, unaware of the careful planning above. Liam, Suna, and the others observed silently. Toma's eyes were wide, but he understood to stay quiet. He had learned from the group that patience and cleverness could be stronger than fear. As the scavengers entered the canyon, small alarms activated. The sound was gentle but enough to alert the group above. One of the scavengers tripped on a hidden rope and stumbled. Another tried to follow, but a small barrier of rocks slowed him down. The group watched as the traps worked perfectly. The scavengers became confused, unsure where to go. Liam whispered, "This is working. Stay ready." Suna stepped forward slightly and signaled to the group. They needed to lead the scavengers away from the canyon and toward a safer path where they could be stopped without danger to anyone. The group moved quietly, using signals and subtle gestures to guide the boy and the women. Toma watched in amazement. "We are really protecting the canyon," he whispered. "Yes," Liam replied softly. "And we are keeping everyone safe." The scavengers tried to find another path, but the group had anticipated their moves. Small devices emitted soft signals that directed them toward a natural trap. The scavengers were clever but not prepared for teamwork and knowledge combined with technology. Slowly, they realized they were being outsmarted. Kiva and Lolly watched carefully, ready to adjust if needed. Suna stayed calm, guiding the boy and giving quiet instructions. Liam felt proud of how well everyone worked together. They were not just surviving, they were protecting each other and the canyon. As the confrontation continued, one scavenger climbed a small rock to get a better view. Liam pointed a small light toward him, blinding him briefly and forcing him to retreat. Another scavenger tried to rush forward, but Toma and Liam had prepared a small barrier that forced him back. The scavengers were confused, frustrated, and exhausted. They had not expected humans to be so clever, coordinated, and resourceful. Liam realized that their knowledge of the desert and the women's skills had given them a real advantage. Finally, the scavengers decided to retreat. They moved quickly, but cautiously, realizing that they could not win against the carefully prepared defenses. Liam and the group waited until they were far enough away before moving down to check the canyon floor. Toma ran ahead slightly, looking at the tracks of the scavengers. "They are gone," he said, relief in his voice. "Yes," Liam replied, "for now, but we must always be ready." Suna, Kiva, and Lolly examined the area. "They were testing us," Suna said. "They may return, but we are prepared now." This group spent the next hour checking the traps and alarms, making small adjustments to improve safety. Liam showed the women how to reinforce certain points, while they shared tips on using natural materials to hide defenses and read the land for signs of danger. Toma helped as well, eager to learn and contribute. He felt proud and brave. The boy realized that courage was not just about facing danger, but also about thinking carefully, working together, and protecting others. As the sun began to set, the group returned to the outpost. Liam prepared a simple meal while the women and Toma shared their thoughts about the day. Toma laughed softly, feeling safe and proud. He had seen danger and survived with the help of his family and Liam. Suna placed a hand on Liam's shoulder. "Thank you," she said. "Your knowledge and courage have helped us protect our child and our home. We are stronger together." Liam smiled. "It is all of us," he said. "We each have skills, and together we can face anything." That night, they sat outside looking at the stars. Liam pointed out constellations, showing how they could guide them even if the scanners failed. Suna explained how her ancestors had used the stars for navigation, and Kiva and Lolly shared lessons about reading the wind and rocks. Toma listened closely, absorbing every detail. Liam realized that the confrontation had taught them more than survival. It had taught trust, cooperation, and the strength of combining knowledge and courage. Toma had grown braver, and the women had grown confident in using technology to protect themselves. Liam felt proud of how the group had worked together. The desert outside remained silent under the night sky, but inside the outpost, there was calm, safety, and hope. Liam knew that more challenges could come, but together, they could face them. The confrontation with the scavengers had shown that courage, intelligence, and teamwork were more powerful than fear or danger. Before sleep, Liam spoke quietly to Toma. "You did well today," he said. "You were brave and careful. Never forget that your mind and courage are your strongest tools." Toma smiled, feeling proud. "I want to help more," he whispered. "You will," Liam replied. "We are a team now, and together we can face anything." The night was peaceful, and the stars above shone brightly. Liam felt a quiet hope for the future. The canyon was safe, and the group had learned that danger could be managed with wisdom, courage, and teamwork. Toma was no longer just a child in need. He was part of a strong, united team, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. The desert was calm in the early morning, with soft winds moving over the red rocks. Liam stepped outside his outpost, scanning the horizon with his small device. Today, he and the group had planned to explore a hidden canyon Toma had mentioned during their previous walks. The canyon was said to hold something special, a secret that had been passed down through his family for generations. Toma ran ahead excitedly, pointing to the distant canyon walls. "This way!" he shouted. "I have been here before, but it is hidden. Only my family knows the path." Suna, Kiva, and Lali followed carefully, observing the terrain and giving subtle instructions. They moved with quiet confidence, teaching. Liam small details about reading shadows and wind patterns. Liam felt impressed by their knowledge. He realized that even the most advanced tools could not replace the wisdom of people who had lived and survived in the desert for generations. As they entered the canyon, the air grew cooler and the light changed. The walls were smooth and the wind created soft echoes. Liam noticed small markings on the rocks, symbols that Toma had pointed out earlier. "These are signs from my ancestors," Toma explained. "They guide us to safe places and hidden treasures." The group followed, the signs carefully moving deeper into the canyon. Soon, they arrived at a large chamber hidden behind a rocky wall. Inside, a soft blue glow illuminated the space. Liam's eyes widened as he saw a pool of energy flowing like liquid light. The glow filled the chamber, reflecting on the walls and casting gentle patterns across the rocks. Suna stepped forward reverently. "This is sacred to our tribe," she said. "It has been protected for generations. The energy sustains life in the desert, and it has powers we do not fully understand." Kiva and Lali approached carefully, examining the energy. "It feels warm," Kiva said. "Not like fire, but alive. It could help us survive even the harshest conditions." Liam was amazed. "It is incredible," he said. "I have never seen anything like this. With careful study, we could use it to help many people." Suna shook her head gently. "It must be protected. Only those who respect it and understand. It should use it. It is not a tool to take lightly." Liam nodded. "I understand. I only want to help. We can find a way to use it responsibly." The group spent hours exploring the chamber. Liam and the women observed the flow of energy, noting how it moved and interacted with the rocks and water. Toma touched the glowing surface lightly, smiling. "My family told me this would help us one day," he said, "but only if we worked together and stayed careful." Liam realized that this was not just a discovery, it was a responsibility. The energy could change life on the planet, but it required careful handling and protection. He felt a sense of awe and respect. Suna turned to Liam. "We must create rules," she said. "No one should take this energy for selfish reasons. It must be shared only with those who need it and understand it." Liam agreed. "We can do that. We can combine your knowledge with technology to monitor it and keep it safe." The women showed Liam how their ancestors had protected the energy for generations. They had created hidden paths, symbols, and natural barriers to ensure only those, with respect and skill, could find it. Liam was amazed by the ingenuity and foresight of their tribe. Toma watched with pride as his family explained the history. He realized that the energy was more than a source of power. It was a symbol of survival, wisdom, and unity. He felt grateful to be part of this group and to help protect something so important. As the day passed, Liam suggested a small test. Using his scanner and simple tools, he carefully measured the flow of energy without disturbing it. The readings were stable and strong. Suna and her sisters watched closely, approving Liam's careful approach. Together, they learned how to combine technology with tradition, ensuring that the energy could be studied safely and used responsibly. The group rested in the chamber as evening approached. The soft blue glow illuminated their faces, creating a calm and peaceful atmosphere. Liam felt a deep sense of connection with Toma, the women, and the desert itself. This place was special, and they had the privilege of protecting it. Toma leaned against Suna. "I am glad we are together," said. "This place is safe because of all of us." "Yes," Liam agreed. "We are a team. Your courage, the women's wisdom, and my tools make us strong." Kiva and Lali nodded. "We will protect this energy," Lali said. "It is our duty and our honor." Liam realized that the discovery had changed everything. The desert was no longer just a harsh place to survive. It was a place of knowledge, energy, and hope. The group had learned to work together, combining skills and wisdom. They had faced danger, outsmarted threats, and now discovered something that could help not just them, but many others. That night, they returned to the outpost, careful to leave the canyon hidden. Liam felt proud and hopeful. The energy source was safe, and they had formed a strong bond. Together, they could protect it and use it responsibly. Before sleep, Liam spoke quietly to Toma. "This is only the beginning," he said. "We have found something incredible, but we must always be careful. Together we can make sure it helps everyone and harms no one." Toma nodded. "I will help," he whispered. "I want to protect it." Liam smiled. He felt hope and pride. The boy had grown stronger, braver, and wiser. The women had shown courage, intelligence, and leadership. And Liam had learned that technology and knowledge could work with tradition to create something greater. Outside, the desert wind blew softly, carrying whispers of the canyon and the hidden energy. The stars shone brightly in the night sky, guiding the group as they rested. Liam knew that tomorrow would bring new challenges, but with trust, courage, and teamwork, they could face anything. The energy source was more than just a discovery. It was a lesson in responsibility, unity, and hope. Liam understood that protecting it meant protecting life, wisdom, and the future. Together, they were ready to face whatever dangers or surprises the desert might hold. The revelation of the hidden energy marked a turning point. The group was no longer only surviving, they were preparing to thrive, to learn, and to protect something valuable. Liam looked at Toma and the women and felt certain that the future held great promise. The desert was no longer just a challenge, it was a place of opportunity, growth, and strength. The sun rose slowly over the desert, casting golden light across the rocks and sand. Liam stood at the edge of the outpost, watching Toma run ahead to gather water from a small hidden spring. The boy had grown stronger, healthier, and braver over the past days. His laughter echoed across the canyon, a sound that filled Liam's heart with pride and hope. Suna, Kiva, and Lali were already preparing the outpost for the day. Together, they discussed plans to protect the energy source they had discovered and to improve life in the desert. Liam joined them, sharing ideas for simple tools and devices that could make daily tasks easier while keeping the area safe. "This is more than survival now," Liam said. "We are building a life here. A safe, strong life." Suna nodded. "Yes," she said, "and with careful planning we can help others who may need guidance and protection." Kiva added, "The energy source is hidden, but it can give hope. If we share knowledge responsibly, we can create a safe place for many." Lali smiled and looked at Toma. "He has already learned so much," she said. "He is ready to help lead and teach others one day." Toma ran to Liam, holding a small container of water. "I found it!" he shouted, proud of himself. Liam smiled. "Excellent work, Toma. You are learning quickly. That courage and care will help us all." After breakfast, the group set out to reinforce the canyon and the surrounding paths. They worked together, blending technology and tribal knowledge. Liam placed small scanners at strategic points, while Suna, Kiva, and Lali created natural barriers and warning signals. Toma helped everywhere he could, moving rocks, carrying supplies, and watching the patterns in the sand. By midday, the canyon and outpost were stronger than ever. Every path was marked for safety, every entrance and exit carefully monitored. The energy source remained hidden and protected, and the group had created a small community built on trust and cooperation. As they rested in the shade, Suna spoke. "We have done much in these days," she said, "but the desert is still vast. There will be more challenges. We must always work together, and always respect the land and its secrets. Liam nodded. Agreed. And we will teach Toma everything we know so that he can continue to protect this place. Together, we are strong, but he will grow stronger too. Toma listened carefully, feeling proud and determined. He understood that protecting the canyon and the energy was more than just a task. It was a responsibility, a mission, and a promise. As the afternoon sun dipped lower in the sky, the group noticed movement in the distance. A small caravan of travelers approached, looking tired and worn from their journey across the desert. Suna studied them carefully. They may need help, she said. We can offer water, food, and guidance, but we must be cautious. Liam agreed. We can help safely, he said. We have prepared for this. Let's meet them at a safe distance. The She group moved carefully to greet the travelers. They offered food and water, explaining briefly about safe paths and hidden dangers in the desert. The travelers listened attentively, grateful for the guidance and the kindness. Toma watched closely, learning how to interact with strangers while keeping safety in mind. Liam noticed how quickly the boy had matured. He had grown from a frightened, starving child into a confident, wise helper, learning not only survival, but leadership. After the travelers continued on their way, Suna turned to Liam. This is the future, she said. We can protect the canyon, guide others, and share knowledge. This is how we keep life safe in the desert. Kiva and Lali nodded. We will continue to watch and guide, Kiva said. The energy is safe and the canyon is strong. Toma is ready to learn and help others. The evening arrived with a soft, golden glow. Liam and the group returned to the outpost, sitting outside as the stars began to shine. The desert seemed calm, peaceful, and full of promise. Liam looked at Toma, who sat quietly, gazing at the sky. You have done well, Liam said gently. You have learned courage, patience, and wisdom. You are ready for more challenges, and you will help others one day. Toma smiled. I want to protect and teach, he said. I want to help people like you helped me. Liam felt a swell of pride. And you will. We all will. Together we are stronger than anything the desert can throw at us. Suna spoke softly. This is a new beginning. The canyon, the energy, and our community are safe. But we must always remember the lessons of the desert. Respect, courage, patience, and unity. The group shared a quiet moment, watching the stars. Each one reflected on the days they had spent together, facing danger, learning, teaching, and discovering something extraordinary. The desert had tested them, but it had also brought them together, forming a bond stronger than fear. That night, Liam and the women slept close to the outpost, while Toma rested nearby, feeling safe and protected. The desert winds whispered gently over the rocks, and the hidden energy source glowed softly in its chamber, safe from harm. Liam thought about the journey. From the first day he found Toma, starving and alone, to the moment they had discovered the hidden energy and built a strong community, everything had changed. They had faced danger, learned from each other, and grown stronger as a team. The boy had become a symbol of hope, courage, and resilience. The next morning, Liam, Toma, and the women began teaching the small group of travelers basic desert survival. They showed how to read the land, find water, and protect themselves. The lessons were careful, simple, and practical. Liam could see that their influence would spread, helping more people survive and respect the desert. Suna spoke to Liam quietly. This is how we honor the land and our ancestors, she said. By protecting it, teaching others, and respecting its power. The energy is not just for us. It is for life itself. Liam nodded. I understand. And together we will make sure it remains safe. As the days passed, the canyon and outpost became a small hub of hope. Toma helped guide and teach, growing stronger with every lesson. Liam, Suna, Kiva, and Lolly worked together to protect the energy, strengthen defenses, and guide travelers safely. The desert was no longer a place of fear. It had become a place of learning, growth, and cooperation. Liam realized that helping Toma had not only saved a life, but had also created something larger, a community, a safe haven, and a future built on courage, knowledge, and trust. That night, under the starry sky, Liam looked at Toma and the women and felt certain that this was only the beginning. The desert held many secrets, but together, they were ready. Courage, wisdom, and unity had transformed their lives, and now they were ready to share those lessons with others, creating hope where there had once been only fear. The hidden canyon glowed softly, the energy flowing steadily. It was a symbol of life, protection, and the strength of humans working together. Liam knew that as long as they stayed united, they could face anything the desert sent their way. And so, a new chapter began. Toma, once a lost child, was now a leader in the making. Liam and the women continued their mission of protection and teaching. The desert, vast and harsh, had become a place of possibility, growth, and hope for the future. Together, they had turned survival into life, fear into courage, and isolation into community. And under the endless sky, with the stars shining above, they knew that the desert held endless opportunities for those who dared to respect it, learn from it, and work together.